What's good, people? We're back. We're still on this Gran Turismo thing, GT6. I might have hinted at a topic in the last topic video, which is how come it's coming out for the P3 and not the P4? A lot of people are just in the comments like, oh, make it for P4. Some people are saying, oh, make it for both. And then you got the couple of assholes, which I think they were being trolls, saying, oh, this one coming to PC. Like, we all know that this is not coming to PC. Stop it.
This shit barely came to PlayStation.
You know? Shit, put like this. If Forza doesn't come to PC, and that's Microsoft,
yeah,
Gran Turismo is not coming to PC.
Nah,
right?
That don't make sense.
So you want to know? I have the best answer. I think I have the best answer. This is history repeating itself all over again. Gran Turismo 5 came out in 2010, right? Mm-hmm. To date, has sold more than 10 million copies. This is the biggest franchise on PlayStation. So if Gran Turismo 5 came out in 2010, and 3 years later, to date, has sold over 10 million copies, that must mean there's roughly 8 million PlayStations installed. I'm saying some people might have gotten rid of the game and bought it back when they made the XL version, whatever, right? This doesn't include used game copies or anything like that. We're talking about you rip the plastic open.
Okay.
This means they can sell another 10 million on this current platform right now because they have at least 10 million people
with a PlayStation 3
that has a PlayStation 3 that's bought this game once and is going to buy it again. You may lose some of those customers, but you're also going to gain new customers. And at the same time, no console, whatever console you for, has sold 10 million in the first year. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? None of them has sold 10 million in the first year.
Okay.
You're not in the business of losing money. Why would you upscale one when you already have millions of players right here in this ecosystem? Millions.
Okay.
You might get 1.5 million if you make this a launch title for P4. Even if you push it back to not be a launch title, in 2 years you won't have 10 million players. Because even if you do happen to magically sell 10 million PS4s in 2 years, what's the percentage of that 10 million are the Gran Turismo fans?
Okay.
So it makes perfect sense that it's coming out for P3 and not the P4. It'd been nice, but then don't forget, Drive Club. Card games sell systems. Shooters sell systems. 1 and 2 kid games sell systems.
Runaway Princesses too.
Right.
Used to. I got a different theory.
Okay.
I like your stats.
Mm-hmm.
This guy does good research. 10 million in 3 years?
Based on GT5.
An average life cycle for a GT is what? 6 years?
I would have to say so.
Sony pressured them. Sony said, nah, get it now. Because you're not going to wait another 3 years for when the PlayStation 4 comes out for you to talk about here's Gran Turismo 6.
Right. But it looks bad if they did that. Why? Because we're averaging...
No. It looked bad when they did it with Gran Turismo 5, 4, 3.
But at the end of the day, yeah, I agree with the pressure. Because look, Gran Turismo 1 and 2 was what? PS1. 3 and 4 was what? PS2. 5 and Prologue? No one counts Prologue. I'm not even in the world and I know not to count that. You get what I'm saying? Prologue was some experimental, as he called it, as a $30 demo.
That's what it was.
I can't speak on it. He's probably 1,000% right. I can't speak on it. That's like the off-series stuff that I talk about where people do stuff to try to test new things and they just don't want to call it the number. You know what I'm saying? And so you got to have 2 out. And here's the other thing going back to my stats and my knowledge of just the way money works. Not everybody going to have that $400 to go buy a $60 game.
Agree.
You know? God of War 2 came out on PS2 in 2006. Mm-hmm. November 2006 at that.
Yeah.
No, March 2006, I think.
Still did really well.
Did very well. SOCOM 3 or Combined Assault came out November 2006. The PlayStation dropped November 2006. The PlayStation 2 just stopped selling production-wise, not stopped selling. Production, the creation of the PlayStation 2 just ended January 2013.
They got numbers to back it up. It's a solid strategy to release that game on the P3.
I mean, just look.
Without
The Last of Us.
Yes.
Coming out for like
it's got balls.
The strategy behind it.
The PlayStation's got balls. Now, we could argue we're 8 years in.
Mm-hmm.
The gamers are thirsty.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think it would have done a little better than expected because the gamers are thirsty for Gran Turismo and a new console?
Right. So it's a tall order, man.
I mean, we haven't spent $400 in a while.
It's true.
Unless you got an Xbox with red rings.
It's right.
You haven't spent that in a while.
Right.
We're itching to spend it.
Right.
This is to just take my money.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just take my money.
Right.
This is that period.
Yeah. It is. It's a tall order.
I think it still did okay.
It's a tall order.
But if you had it your way, what would you have done?
If I was releasing the game?
Yeah.
Same exact way they're doing it.
Fuck that. I don't play old shit. I only play new shit.
Same exact way, man.
PlayStation 4.
Mm-hmm.
My bad. More rubber duckies. More cars.
No. We're not doing rubber duckies this year.
What do we do?
You forget?
What do we do?
The Viagra pills.
Oh, yeah.
It's the Viagra pills.
My bad. No, I would have released it on 4. Just because I feel like Microsoft is busting their ass to come out the gate with like 2 console sellers.
And that is?
I'm gonna go with maybe a Project Gotham.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully a Forza.
Mm-hmm.
And I expect to see something like a surprise Halo.
This is what I think.
Or Gears of War. Something.
This is what I think. They shouldn't do another Gears of War. This is what I think.
Fuck that game.
It should be Forza 5. It should be Forza 5. Mm-hmm. And it should be they should return Project Gotham. Mm-hmm. Right? But they can't do them in the same window. Because when you're showing off new technology, you only need one of each.
Okay. Yeah, I agree.
And the shooters are still reigning supreme.
Yeah.
So you're going to have a sci-fi shooter, military shooter, a non-whatever shooter. But the car needs to be right. And you're going to have one efficient car game that shows off the beauty of it. It may not get it right. So that's why it shouldn't be Forza. It should be Project Gotham.
Okay.
Which is why Drive Club is going to be the PS4 demo for what the game looks like. I mean, we've seen that footage in the cockpit view.
I think they may lose. And remember I told you about this with that simulation shit. Not everybody gets it right.
Right.
Not everybody understands it, which is why Gran Turismo is Gran Turismo.
Mm-hmm.
And Forza is Forza.
Right. And everybody else is just trying.
If everybody could understand how physics work and had the money to spend these hundreds of thousands of dollars to research how a tire bends and reproduce it in a video game,
right,
then we'd have sims out the ass.
Right.
But we don't.
Right.
So they calling it a sim, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll be a Project Gotham. It'll fall under a sim, but look goddamn good. And everything will be beautiful. Okay. Right.
Because that's what the car games do.
Right.
The car games and the shooters always show off the technology of the console.
Exactly.
Or why the visual validation for your game.
There's a reflection of the car next to you in your headlights, and the headlights reflecting the car next to you that's reflecting your headlight.
Right.
So on and so forth.
Right.
It's going to be dope. But yeah, I would have released it just because I'm a dick. I feel it's the new shit. Go out and get the new shit.
Right.
But either way, here's another one that we didn't talk about.
Okay.
I am not buying it on a PlayStation 3 because I have a PlayStation 4.
Mm-hmm.
Sony needs to find a way to make that bitch play on my PlayStation 4. I know the whole backward compatibility thing is like...
That's not happening.
But if they would just make it happen for Gran Turismo...
Right.
Oh my god.
That
would be the perfect exit strategy. Well, you didn't need to make it on the PlayStation 4.
Right.
Because you got the backwards compatibility.
Right.
Eh?
I mean...
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Who knows? Maybe they'll make a version of it where you could just do the streaming. Who knows? You could just stream it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And the Drive Club people who's running the Drive Club game,
right?
That game is beautiful. Whether you liked it or not, it's beautiful. The Motorstorm. That's what they did. They do Motorstorms. So
I'm looking at their pedigree, but we'll see how it plays. That's what it comes down to.
I mean, based off that demo, which was in-game footage. Mm-hmm. I mean, that dashboard view, which is what you love.
It looked good, but Grid 2 looked good too.
Grid 2
you know I'm going to argue this to the day.
You have to.
Until I get to play the motherfucker, I'm classifying it as arcade.
Fine. That's fine. Comment. Let us know. Should it have been on the P4? Are you okay with the P3? Or are you buying P4 at launch? Would it be the launch title or make you buy the P4? Like what? Let us know. Your boy Snow.
Ramon.
IGZ in the house. We out.
Peace.